Welcome to Be Brilliant with Jing Lang, the podcast dedicated to those seeking to excel in every aspect of their lives. Through conversations with her guests, Jing will tease out personal stories, helpful tips, and proven strategies to help you elevate your life and reach your highest potential. Get ready to dive in and discover what it means to be truly brilliant. And now, here's your host, Jing Lang.
Welcome back to Be Brilliant with Jing Lang. Today, we're diving deep into an essential topic, women serving on boards. We'll explore when to consider board service, why it's worth pursuing, and how to get started. To bring it all together, I'll share a conversation with Kalpana Shah, a trailblazing female chair on multiple insurance boards. Her insights are practical, empowering, and exactly what you need to take the leap. Let's dive in. When to serve on a board. The big question, when is the right time to serve on a board? The obvious question is later in your career, when you have gained significant experience, established your reputation, and built a strong professional network. This traditional path sees board service as a capstone to an already accomplished career. But here's a contrarian view. You don't have to wait until you have quote-unquote made it. Many successful board members start early, joining nonprofit or community boards to gain experience and confidence. These roles allow you to develop government skills and build your network while still advancing your career. Ultimately, the right time to serve on a board is when you're ready to contribute meaningfully. Whether you're in your 30s or 60s, it's less about age or stage, or more about mindset and willingness to grow. Why serve on a board? Now, let's talk about the why. What's in it for you and the organization you serve? Number one, impact. Serving on a board gives you a platform to influence decisions, drive meaningful change, and advocate for causes that you're passionate about. Whether it's corporate strategy or social impact, your voice matters. Two, career growth. Being on a board elevates your professional profile, expands your network, and enhances your leadership skills. It positions you as a thought leader and opens doors to opportunities you may not have otherwise considered. 3. Diverse perspectives. Boards need different viewpoints to make better decisions. As a woman, your insight can add value that lead to a stronger governance, more inclusive policies, and better organizational outcomes. Simply put, serving on a board allows you to give back, grow professionally, and make a difference. And who doesn't want that? How to serve on a board. Now that we know when and why, let's tackle the how. To guide us, I'm thrilled to share a conversation I had with Kalpana Shah, an inspiring leader who is a female chair on multiple boards. Here's what she had to say.
You are on a number of boards. Is any tactical advice to those who want to go into that space? Well, the biggest advice is to be proactive. You need to build networks and gain relevant experience. If you've been an actuary for a number of years, people are going to think of you as an actuary. If you want them to think of you as a board member, you've got to start changing how they think of you. So seek out leadership roles, even in small projects, and make your contributions visible, develop expertise in a specific area, and continue to upskill yourself. It's really key because board roles are quite broad, and be bold in expressing your interest in board opportunities. Sometimes you have to raise your hand to be considered. Mentorship is invaluable. Seek guidance from those who've walked the path and can help you navigate the boardroom dynamics. And most importantly, trust yourself and don't overly listen to all those that tell you otherwise.
So I'm going to keep listening until I hear the answer I want, right? This is generally how it has worked for me. Kavna, for a common recommendation for those who want to become a board member is to get on not-for-profit board first, and then move towards the for-profit roles where it is a compensation attached. Do you recommend that approach?
I've heard that a lot, and my answer would be not necessarily. What I'm conscious of is that many people are looking for a change of lifestyle when they're going into board roles, and they're actively trying to maybe get work-life balance. So by taking a not-for-profit on top of your day job, you're making a serious extra commitment. And whilst that's great, if you want to, and for me, my not-for-profit roles, to be honest, I took them more once I was already a non-executive director, because I finally had the time to do the things I wanted to do. I was fortunate that I got a paid non-executive director role quite quickly, but I was conscious that there were many things I wanted to do in life. So I'm definitely not saying don't take not-for-profit roles. But what I'm saying that I'm not necessarily convinced that they're the right step ladder. People often will judge you by your first role. And if you think that you're worth such and such, then build a case for getting the role you want. And I think that's really important. There are many roles in your executive career that you can get involved in broader discussions, in strategic thinking, in collaboration, in teamwork, to show you've got the board skill. So I would say just think carefully when you pick your first one, because it sort of will be a marker for your second one.
Is there a particular program you recommend to get into the board work?
Particular program. Now, what I did was, to be honest, was I had no clue how to become a board member. No one in my family had done it. No one in my circle had done it. I'd seen board members come on board. I had no clue how they had. I had seen men in the company get into those sort of non-executive roles, but it felt so alien to me that I wouldn't have known. So a lot of the advice I was getting was quite contradictory. But that's what I thought was important, getting as much advice from people as possible. And so I went and asked questions to people who were already there, were thinking about it. A lot of the best information you will get is from people around you. People are really happy to help other people. So just ask. You'll be surprised. That will help. Your CV might have to be written differently. You might want to learn about the duties of a director and things like that. But the director is changing. And as actuaries, we're good at governance. We're good at risk. We're good at quantifying things. We're good at judgment. So we already have a lot of skills to bring to the table. And I think that's a lot that we've got to learn to focus on, to be able to think about what skills do we already have? Because it's not such a giant leap as you'd imagine. I think the biggest bit is that communication element, and stand back and not getting stuck in the detail, to be able to look at the big picture. And some of that might be a self journey a bit. Maybe look at your boss, look at the people who you admire in those positions, and try and figure out how they're behaving. I think I did a lot of that. I looked at the people who were really successful, and whether I thought that they had in-depth skills or not, they were very successful. What were they doing differently? They're role models all around. You might not call it that way, but there'll be things you like about a lot of people. I think just watch, just learn that way. But communication's a big deal, and I think that's important. So if courses will help, but there's a lot of free stuff, and there are a lot of free courses as well. There are a lot of clubs and societies, especially for actuaries, that are helping increase your learning. So just explore. We're actuaries, we like learning. There's lots out there. Go for it.
Kalpana's advice is a goldmine for anyone considering board service. To recap, when you're ready to contribute meaningfully, whether early or later in your career. Why? To make an impact, grow professionally, and bring diverse perspectives to the table. How? Be proactive, build networks, upskill, and seek mentorship. To my listeners, what are your next steps? Whether you are actively pursuing a board role or just starting to consider it, I hope today's conversation inspires you to take action. If you loved this episode, share your thoughts on social media with #WomenOnBoards. And as always, stay brilliant.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Be Brilliant with Jing Lang. We hope you found valuable insights and motivation to fuel your journey. Be sure to like and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. And share this with 3 people in your life endeavoring to achieve personal greatness. Remember, brilliance is within you, and every step you take brings you closer to your best self. Keep striving, keep shining, and until next time, stay brilliant.